Just an extremely hard-fought game against a really good William & Mary tonight, who's been on the rise, and just proud of these guys, really digging in and not giving in down the stretch.
Anjie, career high points and rebounds. It's a big game. Just your thoughts?
I don't know. I guess I'm a little excited, but I mean, I'm just happy that we won. Like, I tell everybody, like, I don't try to, like, score 20 points a game or anything like that. I'm just doing what I can for my team to win, and I guess what we needed was points today, and so that's it.
Coach, and I guess even Krystal too, just down the stretch, Krystal's defense in those last couple minutes is really, really big. Can you just talk about that?
Huge, because Hunter was coming right at her. I thought you just did a great job assessing her. She's been playing a lot more minutes in the last few games, and she guarded 12 a pretty good bit last time. I just thought it was dynamic, and I can't say enough about that. And being heady, I think she helped me down the stretch. And she wanted that timeout with that 5 seconds on when we didn't get the shot off, and I kind of held off on that when we had 3. But I just think she's really heady. She does a great job of helping run it down the stretch. So I was really proud of her as a sophomore. I mean, you just know how much more we continue to grow. It's pretty exciting as a coach to have another coach on the floor.
Overall, 25 turnovers in the entire game. What's the biggest problem? Why is that kind of been a repetitive thing?
Well, I mean, against this team, they do force a lot because they're going to press continuously, no matter what press break you got to do. You got to be able to handle it. I'd have to go back and look. I'm such a emotional coach. I can't tell you how many of them are off the press. I know the ones I don't like were the ones where we get across half court, or they get a little makeshift trap and we're not strong with it. Those are the things that we can control. I don't necessarily really believe that their traps in the backcourt was causing it. It was just us handling, making better decisions, being strong when the play dies out. We work really hard on our end to get a shot. We don't want to give it up for a layup. And the guys are tired of hearing this all the time, but take a 5-second count, be strong with the ball. Somebody will be open, and I just think I preach that all the time, and we just got to continue to get better against that.
How big is the transition game in your style of play? It seems like every time on the fast break you just thrive. Like, maybe not make the shot every time, but it seems like a lot of your points do come in transition.
Yeah, people come in and watch us. I mean, they don't see me never stopping. We stopped a little bit more today. We played a heady game and got some buckets and ran some plays. We actually needed that, I think, for our psyche because we had not executed in some games down the stretch. So the flip side is we'd much rather. We have always been able to play either way. We have manifested ourselves into a really good transition team. We can do both. So I was proud of that today, being able to do that, but I certainly love when we get out and run, and I know they love when we get out and run. Anjie was releasing and doing a great job. I think we can even hit her a lot more as we move forward, down this next piece here. So it's exciting to see how well they can play together too. Anjie cuts really well off the ball, and people were finding her, and she moves really quick off a screen. So I think as we get our mojo playing together like that, down the stretch, will be fun.
What does it do mentally for you? Last time out against William & Mary is a tough loss in the last couple seconds, 1-point loss on the road. To come in here now today and play for K-Day, it's a very emotional day for the whole team. Just to beat them the second time, you get a second shot and you get some redemption.
Well, how about Deanna Thomas-Palmer hitting that bucket for us on a day like today? And I put her in. She had a really good interview today with TV, and it was something that I knew she could handle and something she wanted to do. And they were the whole SNY and. I don't know how they feel it. I can't have to say how they feel it. So sorry, don't put me on record saying how they feel it. But we're really proud and impressed after Dee spoke. And then I said, I know she's the strongest person that I know. Age, I don't care if you're 50 or if you're 15. She has a resolve, and she's a winner, and she's going to be great at everything that she does. And that one bucket she hit was huge. So there's a lot of emotions. We've all have been touched by this. Sports has to make us focus and move on. And not show weakness in times of battle, but all of us are a pretty compassionate group, and I've had to leave this year to go to funerals. I'm not really happy with, the amount of funerals I've had to attend in the last 2 years, and it's just such a nasty disease. I had a bunch of people give me checks today for the K-Yao Foundation, some big checks today. I was just really impressed with that, and we just got to continue to fight the fight, and we're a small speck playing a sport. Certainly we never try to say our sport has any types of the battles. We try to use analogies, but it does teach these women to be strong as all get out, because life's going to throw you punches, and we can't curl up. And I think that's probably my biggest message as a coach, and that's what Kay taught us, like, you know, she was battling cancer in '88, and as a player, you know, she's not talking to all of us, you know, and I always think about that, like, you know, I haven't personally had to battle, you know, stuff like that, but I remember when the hurricane hit, you know, it was like, you know, boom, I gotta go. I can't show any weakness with my team no matter what is going on, because they look for me for strength, and I think that's the message that Coach Al always sent me, and that's always what I want to send my players.
Krystal, what was it like for you trying to break the press? It seemed like throughout the game they were trying to throw different defensive styles that you seemed to do a good job trying to break and get across half court.
Well, Will and Mary always throws that 2-2-1 press on us, but having Darius on the court is basically really easy because Darius is so fast. Like, I can literally give her the ball and she can break the whole press. So it's always a challenge, but it's not bad for us. It's always easy for us, for me and Darius, to break the press together.
Coach, what do you do in practice now before Charleston?
Well, we'll certainly give them a little downtime here on Monday, but just our edge, our fight, and just our focus. You know, we just have to have an extreme, those three things, and our effort. You know, our effort and our energy in the games on the road. I mean, it's just going to be, we need to have a fun trip, an exciting trip, and go down there and take care of business. Like I said, we got it marked down, and we marked number 1 off. Now we got to mark our next step off, and we got to control what we can control, and that's just what we're doing. I'm staying really focused to let's go.
Talk a little bit about the team defense. You had about a 6.5-minute stretch late in the first half where they didn't score at all.
I thought we did a great job, and we were on point on all their plays. I mean, just listening to what they were running, we stopped the shuffle cut. We were over top on the flares. We always do a good job on that. We were handling the ball screens. You know, they stuck a few on us late, but I was extremely. I talked about that all during the halftime. I was really proud of our defense today, you know, because we had a lot of breakdowns at their place, and we didn't give them that. So it was good. That kept us in. And then the times when we weren't scoring on those droughts, you know, we were getting close there. And, you know, not to drop on our defense. I mean, that's always tough. They can speak about this. You know, you're playing D, had scored. You know, it affects the toughest of us. But that, you know, that's where they just got to, you know, really dig in. I was really proud of that today.
Any other questions?